Hello, can I ask you about your costumes, please?
You certainly may. My name is Rob Slater. I'm the Sergeant of Her Majesty's Colonial Marines. We are basically we steampunked Colonial Marines from the James Cameron movie Aliens. So we try to look relatively close to the movie. So we have body armor, we have shoulder lamps, we have pulse rifles, and we have a smart gun.
And I'm Jay De Silva. I'm with the Colonial Marines, or Her Majesty's Colonial Marines. I'm steampunking a heavy gunner. This is a lightning gun. It's analogous to the smart gun from Aliens. Heavy weapon, quad support.
Wow, that is amazing.
Unfortunately, I left my vacuum tubes at home. So the vacuum tubes are missing from the end of the copper.
Oh, okay.
That's why there's goofy little wooden holes.
Right.
And then the LEDs would light up the vacuum tubes.
Right. And I'm just going to come around your costumes here so I can see the whole thing. And you guys have a complete set here with the boots and the helmets. Everything together is really great. And on the back you have these really great details like the canteens. And this is your shoulder light.
Yeah, it's a shoulder lamp. In the movie Aliens, all the Marines had a shoulder lamp.
Right.
So we made some of those as well.
And you got your chest plate there for armor. Mm-hmm. And what about your weapon?
My weapon is our model of a pulse rifle. In the movie, they were based on a Thompson, so this is a Thompson airsoft covered by an aluminum shroud. And we decided to go with an earlier look and have a top feed magazine.
Okay. Now, how long did this take to make?
Well, I bought the airsoft Thompson and cut that apart. I was on eBay and got lucky. Who knew they made aluminum 2x4s? So I didn't have to bend the shroud. I just had a friend of mine weld the magazine well, and then we just cut out the vents and added the greeblies.
Now, when you said you found the...
Well, this is an aluminum 2x4.
Oh, okay.
I split it down the middle so I could get it around the weapon, and I had someone aluminum weld the magazine well and the front plate for the weapon, and then I just forged the stock out of steel.
Okay. Now, your helmets, how did you find your helmets and get those together?
Well, we wanted pith helmets, but we wanted them to look like they were metal without wearing a big metal thing on our head. So we vac formed an actual pith helmet, so that's ABS.
A vacuum-formed pith helmet.
Yep.
That is wonderful.
And then we just got to go to dry brush them a little bit, rough them up, and they'll look a little more like metal.
Right.
So we didn't want the standard cork pith helmet.
No, actually, they're carrying the illusion of metal already very well.
Good.
Very well.
That's what we're going for.
Right. There was no mistaking that look from a distance. I was in one of the rooms and saw you guys pass. I've been chasing you down the hallway.
Oh, okay.
So. Okay. Now you have the red strap on yours. Is that your rank insignia there?
We were using that because he was in the heavy gunner.
Okay. Okay. Now let's talk about the lightning gun here.
All right. Turn sideways there, if you will, Jay. What you have is an upside-down Super Soaker.
Okay.
It's one of the older styles where they're bigger and rounder. We cut off the handle. This is a drill. Move your hand. That's a drill handle. The battery would go, or that might actually be in a Sawzall, an old one. The battery would have gone there. People figure that out as part of a ceiling fan.
Okay.
That was from a junk ceiling fan. You have standard copper pipes. This thing was actually a transmission cooler.
Transmission cooler?
Yeah, it's for a truck.
Right.
Your transmission fluid goes sort of cools it down.
Okay.
It's aluminum, but we painted it with that paint.
Okay.
I got some resistors, and we just found a thread pattern, and we welded them to the plate. And ran the copper.
Fantastic. That is fantastic.
And then we just made a swivel handle so we can move it up and down.
And that must make it a lot easier to carry around
so
too.
you can get it out of
Portable.
And how long did this take?
That took quite a while, mainly from finding the parts. Assembling them was pretty easy. Easy for me because I can weld. Not everybody has access to a welder.
Right.
So, just figuring out how I wanted to handle the work. I got lucky that worked the first try. This was originally an air filter from an old car, and I just didn't like the way it looked, and I finally found a ceiling fan that was brass.
Okay.
And then bring it down a little bit. These go, the LEDs and the wires and the pipes go into a wood block under this plate. which
All
I
right.
plasma cut. So the black under here is actually just a wood circle.
That is great
And
that you
then,
have all those tools to do the...
And then, so these would have vacuum tubes about that long. We forgot those, unfortunately. And the LEDs would light those up green.
Okay.
And the switch on the back would turn them on and off.
Now, your costumes that you've made, the tunics, and you're wearing heavy gauntlets there to go with your heavy gun.
Yeah.
How long did all that take to put together, and where'd you go for the inspirations for those?
We went with the British Army, but I didn't like the standard jacket, so we used the pattern. This is a Lancer jacket.
Lancer
like
jacket.
17th
okay.
Lancers, charged light brigade kind of thing.
Okay.
The gauntlets, I believe, are SCA hard plastic gauntlets that I picked up cheap.
Okay.
So we didn't make those. And I have a friend that sews, so that helped us with the jackets.
That is one of the best types of friends to
The
have.
pants, we got cheap cowboy pants from Wild West Mercantile. And we haven't finished everybody in the group yet, but we're just running a green.
How many are in the group altogether?
We have like 6.
So you have a nice little squad there. Well, I want to thank you both for your time.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks. Do you have any questions? Specifically, that if we missed anything?
Not that I can think of. Oh, wait, no. Belt buckle there.
That is a, I guess, what are they called? Royal Marines.
Royal Marines, okay.
I think this one happens to be from the 60s.
Okay.
And that's what we're using for that.
Wonderful. Thank you both very much for your time.
Oh, you're welcome. And my wife is our dropship pilot, but she saw the camera and I think fled.
That's okay. Thank you. Okay, so this is your wife?
Yes, this is my wife. She is also our dropship pilot, the HMF Hellcat, Her Majesty's Flyer. It's a liftwood flyer. We're based out of Mars. The gauntlets were standard gauntlets we bought. And then I had found, you can see this all over most of her, it was lampshade trim. It was vintage lampshade trim. They actually used metal in the lamp. So we just dressed up her standard gauntlets with that, and we also put it on her little arm gauges we've made.
Okay.
This has a glow-in-the-dark compass, and this had an altimeter that I need to fix.
Okay.
And again, we used the lampshade trim, and the rest is leather.
Yeah, matches it all up.
This was some bronze bushings that I had that I cut, and the bottom is a plate that goes under a clock.
All right.
The mask we purchased, along with a pouch from a company called Brute Force Leather, I believe.
I know Brute Force Leather very well.
Then you'll probably recognize this. I mean, that's like his standard color.
Yes.
The hose is just a standard 60s military flight hose.
Okay.
Now for her pack.
Wow. Let me get back so I can see all of this.
There's a L-shaped bracket that was left over we had laying around work. This is a vintage fire extinguisher here that we just strapped some old things.
Okay.
I made this box to hold the little power generator thing. I also made the other box that the gauge sits on.
Right.
You have to look for things that pop in your eye. This right here.
You do a lot of flea market shopping.
As I say, the brass thing here holding up the gauge holds a soap dish.
Okay.
If this was the wall and that's the ground, this was a seashell. The soap would sit right on there. But I saw that and I like that. Again, this is parts from an internal cuckoo clock. That's some kind of filter I bought at Walmart. The hose comes off with, we painted it up, a friend of mine painted that. It's a standard quick connect for a garden hose so that you can take it on and off. It makes life really easy.
Right. I really like and appreciate how you've incorporated a lot of small bits into your design based on practicality and moving around. I mean, like the swivel handle on his.
We
and
like
quick
to
release.
have everything have a purpose.
Right. It has a purpose, but it also makes the costume easier. She can get out of this.
Oh, yes.
Pretty
the pack
fast.
itself hooks onto her Y straps. If you turn back around, we don't have her actual ray gun because I haven't finished the holster, but we do have a holdout pistol.
Oh, okay. Yes.
That she can get to quite easily. And this is just an antique I picked up for 20 bucks. It's a pinfire. I believe it's French, but it doesn't actually work. Doesn't function, but it looks
just
good.
as well for our purposes.
Yeah. And then she has the standard flight helmet and goggles. It's just a little warm right now.
I want to thank you very much for letting us see your costume. It is a great costume, and you look fantastic in it. Thank you very much for your time. your costume.
Certainly.
What do we have here? You have this great instrument on your...
Well, this is a power pack to a Starfleet tricorder.
You are Starfleet? Oh,
And this is my Starfleet emblem.
Well done, sir. Well done indeed. Let's see your tricorder. And how did you make this?
Okay, this is an antique measuring tape.
Okay.
And this is just some magnets, refrigerated magnets with some whatever you call it.
Okay.
And then just taking some copper wire. This is just a simple,
That is great. That is wonderful. Okay. And let's see the backpack here. I have to back up a little bit so I can get all this detail. That is really great, and I love the radio tubes on the back here. Put it around to the outside. Is this a fire extinguisher on the back?
Yes, it is.
And a couple more of your magnets. What was the tin originally?
A cookie tin.
Cookie tin?
It was a cookie tin.
That is
a
great.
Christmas cookie tin.
That is great. And you have a sidearm?
Yes. Colonel Fizzywig. It was purchased.
Good stuff, sir. Good stuff. Now, what's your name, sir?
My name's Jason.
Jason. Does your character have a backstory, or is there anything you're going for other than a Steampunk Starfleet member?
Well, my name is Sir Montgomery Scott. I am Chief Engineer of the HMS Airship Enterprise, part of Queen Victoria's Air Force.
That is wonderful.
And we are defending our royal territories against the Prussian Klingons.
Very well done, sir. Very well indeed. I'm just going down to the boots here.